Pelicans lose 116-95 to the Cavs. Let's talk about it.
First took away. Gas for this. Get your money's worth now.
Presented to you by the Birdsall Lawfirm, the official injury lawyers of Pro Pels Talk Located 918 Poydras Street by the Superdome. Give them a call at 504-523-5413 if you're someone you know has been involved in an accident. The Birdsall Lawfirm, the official injury lawyers of Pro Pels Talk. Chris, Connor, Ross, and Lito joining tonight. Chris, we'll start with you. We were talking before the stream how the small ball lineup was working at the end of that second quarter. We're going to go straight to the small ball lineup. I think they cut the lead to 6. There's even a chance where I think there was a Trey Murphy transition 3, rimmed in and out. It could have even cut to like 3 or 4. But I thought that lineup was really good tonight. I was like, they brought some energy into the building. And then the second half, Chris, they start Larry Nance at the 5, and it goes back and forth, and then eventually Cleveland kind of ran away with it. I'm wondering though, why would you not, if you see that lineup's working, Chris, like why would you not stay with that lineup?
Well, the first thing, Justin, you got to be specific about small ball lineup, because technically, if you start Larry Nance at center, it is a small ball lineup. And that was one of the things that the broadcast said. Seriously, that was one of the things the broadcast said. That was one of the first thing they said.
Too early in the show. You get me fired up. It's too early in the show.
But and I even tweeted about it. The most impressive thing about this game was Brandon Ingram guarding Jarrett Allen.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that.
Good. That was the most impressive thing about the game. I mean, we're going to talk about a lot of other but we're talking about the most impressive thing of the game. The reason that small ball lineup could even work was because it got to a point to where Brandon didn't need help dealing with Jarrett Allen. I couldn't believe it. Boxing him out. They threw the ball down to Jarrett on a short roll. Brandon didn't move. Had him in the post a couple times. Brandon if he didn't grab the rebound on the box out, he tapped the ball out. BI did a really good job, man. And I was surprised that when they got in trouble, you didn't see it. I don't know if they're just experimenting with it, because this is the second or third straight game that they ran with it at the end of the first half. I don't know, man. Like we gonna be talking a lot about their decisions when it comes to counters. And this is another example of a playoff style game where you picked the wrong kind of counter, like in a game where you were outmatched when it came to shooting in the way that you were. They just didn't have enough answers and counters to what the Cavaliers were doing. And it's a lot harder when you're not making threes.
I'm so glad you said that, Chris, because you want to go, Ross?
No, yeah, I do. Before we get into the 3-point shooting thing, because Chris is so right, and I've been critical of this small ball lineup because I haven't seen anything impressive until tonight. I saw the first thing tonight in however many games we've run this lineup that made me say, "Shit, maybe," because. And Brandon did play the 5 in the last game, and I don't remember whether it was the Hawks. I think he was guarding Capella in that I think for a little while, but don't quote me on him. I don't remember the exact scenario, but he definitely played. He guarded the other team's 5 the last time they ran this, and for him to play tonight. And Justin, we were at the game together, and I looked at you at one point and said, if there's a future for this, this is it. Like this has to be it, because it's not going to be Trey. It's not going to be Zion. I think there are times when it can be Herb, and obviously it'll never be CJ or whoever the other person is. But to watch BI commit himself like that defensively was something that made me say for the first time, and again, this was not an offensive side of this lineup. It was the defensive side that said, maybe there's a future for this for 12 minutes a night. Maybe there is.
I'm glad you said that, Ross. So Vince, to this comment, it's not extended minutes. It's
8.
12 could be a little too much.
12 is too much.
8 to 10
over a whole game.
And Chris, you made a great point about that, because you're so right, Lito. Brandon, I thought that was our best lineup tonight, and so you see it. You see Brandon. He boxed out very well. He rotated. They were playing with pace. They were shooting threes. I'm telling you, if that Trey Murphy 3 goes in on that left wing, I think might have been cut to 3. You're talking about a different game. But Lito, what I can't understand What I cannot understand is how you see that lineup.
Yeah.
You see that lineup to end the first half. You see it. And then you go Larry Nance to start the second half. And did we see that lineup ever again in the second half? Brandon.
Yeah, they did. No, you did, Justin. Remember at the
They're
fourth
down
quarter when we were
26?
getting killed.
Down 26. So we saw it down 26.
Yeah,
So
we
not
did.
15, not 17,
No.
not 19, but
Yeah, you're right.
26 we ran it out.
Yes, you're
That's
right.
my problem.
And that is a problem. And with Lito, I'll shut up in a second so you can talk. But I think where we disagree is on the fact that I'm happy in a game that we had no chance of winning, instead of putting in JRE and Matt Ryan and whoever else, right? And bless their heart, they were all ready to play. And so it's sort of unfair to them. I'm glad we said, you know what, fuck that. We need to see more of this. And this unit needs to play more together. I don't care if we're losing by 25. I don't care if we're losing by 30, because we're still going to make the playoffs. And this is a lineup that's going to have to play in certain scenarios. So get out there, whether we're winning, losing, doesn't matter, and fucking figure it out. And so I appreciated that tonight. That's trying to find a silver lining in a game that was otherwise real shitty.
That's fair. Go ahead, Lito.
Wait, what is the question? I'm sorry.
I don't know. At this point, it was the branding or the 5, and then Ross came out with that pause. But
Yeah.
no, I caught it. Pause.
Good job there. Good job.
You're getting better, man. You're getting better.
Thank you.
We had a whole breakdown about that in one of the shows we just did.
The double pauses be fucking him up, bro. It's like he'll he come right back with just a horrible.
It really is. It's bad. Like I realized it, and then it's okay. Brandon at the 5, Lito.
It was good. I to be honest, I was thrilled to see them kind of implement it. Like it's not something I thought that I would see from the Pelicans. You know, I appreciate them taking advantage of whatever mismatch they felt like they had in the game. You give Willie credit for that, right? Like you gotta.
He gave him credit tonight. Don't worry. He gave Cleveland some credit tonight.
You gotta give him credit. The thing is, you're not gonna win many games when you're 4 of 22 from 3. That's just the whole game in the shell of it. You go 4 of 22, you have double digit turnovers. You're not gonna win many games. Brandon and Zion, I felt played well. They played pretty good. They played good. Like they played good.
13 of 21. He had 9 rebounds, 1 assist. Brandon had 5.
Brandon was what 5 and 5.
Brandon was 8 of 14, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. 20 points. Brandon and Zion were fine. They were fine.
They played great. Nobody else really showed up for them. And it's hard to win games again when you're 4 of 22. 17 minutes from Larry Nance.
That's a whole segment. Nope, that's a whole segment. Don't even. We got a segment. I got a whole segment for that one. But I wanted to ask Chris about the 3-point. So the 3-point totals tonight, and then the bench, Chris. So at one point, I'm getting my stats out here. At one point, the bench was a negative 101 with 8:45 left in the fourth. 101. They were negative 101. Then the Pelicans attempted 22 3-point attempts tonight. The Cavs made 20 and attempted 45.
I mean, look. So I do.
It's the whole Jordan Hawkins. I get it. Look,
right.
Jose Najee, fine. You trust those guys. I get it. I totally get it. This is my problem, Chris. You're down 17, 19, 20-something points in the third. Change it the fuck up. You got to figure something out. Can Hawkins get hot? Can Matt get hot? If Georges Niang can play basketball, I mean, this guy, is a fucking meatball out there on the court. I mean, literally a fucking meatball. Sam Merrill is like, he's me, just with a better shot. Like, literally, he's my size, my height, my weight. They're lighting it up, and we can't get Jordan
better looking.
I don't know if he's
Taller.
better looking.
That's all right.
He's definitely taller. I don't know about better looking. Go ahead, Chris. Like, they can't get any. They can't get any run. Just
Shout
throw
out
it out
Chaz.
there.
Whoa.
Shout out
Hey,
man.
Chaz, what's up, bro?
Chaz, what's up,
Chaz,
dog?
what's
Chaz,
good,
Chaz,
Everybody-
Chaz.
Everybody in the chat, man, say what up to Chaz, man. Okay, see what's happening here. What's happening? What?
Chaz is back, baby. Chaz is back.
From the
That's
commercial? That's the commercial, huh?
Yeah, grab the
Yeah.
meat, big
Yeah.
buns. Shout out Company
Nah.
Burger.
Look,
Justin,
man,
wait, Chris. Did you
Huh?
call that man a meatball?
I did.
Yeah.
Chung even doubled it. He literally.
He looks
is-
really bad. No,
I mean, he looks bad.
If you had been there in person, it would make more sense.
All right.
Like
He's flabby. Like,
yeah,
this
he's
is
got
all
bad
pause.
body. At one point, Justin, like he was asking somebody for a beer.
No, he really
I'm with
was.
you. I'm with,
He
Justin's
asked-
right. Justin's right.
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
But look though, man, this is what we talk about, man. When we have, because I talked about it in the show I did with Lito. Like I'm already in April, and honestly, the Pelicans are already in April because they're doing. Ross mentioned that they brought out the lineup that worked in the first half, their death lineup. They brought that lineup out, because they know that that's something that they are obviously going to run when the playoffs start. But something else I noticed, and I don't know if it happened in the Hawks game. Y'all noticed Zion didn't exit at the 6-minute mark.
I said this.
Yeah.
It was
Right?
like around the 4.5 because they actually let him in
Yeah.
after that first time out. Yeah.
He played 35 minutes tonight,
Mhm.
and he would have played more had the game not have been embarrassing at a particular point. So they're clearly thinking about April and like in May. I mean, they're thinking about the playoffs. So
But you got to win games.
you
I
do
get it.
But that's my point, though. The point is, bro, is that in these games, you got to adjust quickly. I saw in the first 2 minutes, it was not a Jose Alvarado game. And if I could see that immediately, you had enough time, and you got to have enough time to say, oh, all right. Yo, Jordan, you just got back. You played last night. Yo, you ready? Man, Ryan, you ready? All right. Well, if that's not going to do it, I understand you got it to a 7-point game, whatever the case may be. You made 2 threes. However many threes you made in the first half, nobody said, yo, we at least got to try to put one of these. Typically, Justin, I don't be on your side when you be talking about throw Matt Ryan out there for a couple minutes or throw. But tonight, I understand it and get it because you needed something else. Herb Jones didn't attempt. Well, he didn't attempt the 3, did he? Or maybe one.
He didn't attempt a shot.
Okay,
Something we'll talk
so
about later.
Ross, your mic might be
Right.
a little messed up. I'm just letting you know your mic might be a little messed up.
And with CJ being a complete no-show, again, whether injuries, hurt, or just playing bad basketball, whatever the case may be, son, this what happens, man. Like, this is what it looks like. And your counter gotta be to throw out one of them shoot. That was your only, because Larry Nance can't be the counter, bro. Jose Alvarado,
No.
Najee Marshall, they can't be the counter against good teams. Good teams say, we're not going to allow Herb Jones, who is shooting in career high, to shoot wide open corner threes. We'll find another way to beat you. We're not
So
going to
Lex.
allow this guy, that guy. What up, Lex? We're not going to allow that. What is your counter? It can't be Larry Nance, bro. It can't be Najee Marshall, Jose Alvarado when the shots aren't falling from your regular guy.
But Chris, back to Chris's point. If you treat this like a playoff rotation, right? Well, then you're treating it like a playoff game. That scares me. Right then and there, what you just said, it ain't working. This ain't a Jose game. Najee ain't got it going. Larry ain't got it going. You got to throw something different out there. That's my biggest thing. Go ahead, Leo.
Me and Chris just did a show, and I was telling him that one of my gripes or one of my concerns is in-game rotations going forward into the playoffs to the end of the regular season, and this is one of the things that we talked about. Look, Larry Nance is a great humanitarian, child of God. He does many things for the community, and honestly, like I extend an olive branch of love for that. But he can't be the outlet on the perimeter when you have 2 guys in Brandon and Zion who don't shoot very many threes. Like, you should want to surround them with guys who shoot threes. Like, you should want to surround them with shooters. And this is not a knock to anybody who played But if I'm looking at, again, if you look at how Zion is guarded or how Brandon is guarded when Zion is not there, vice versa, when neither on the floor, and I see Brandon shot 1-3 tonight, right? So you know you're not getting that that amount of 3-point marksmanship is not coming from him because he's not gonna shoot it. Zion is not even gonna attempt anything, right? So you gotta have at least 3 or 2 other guys on the floor at all times who are a threat. And I don't know what Larry Nance is doing in practice that he's swindled Willie into believing that he is. But I mean, man, I don't know.
Go ahead, Ross. Just go ahead.
Man, it just, I was going to say there's a time and a place for Larry, but there isn't. There isn't anymore. There's not. And I wish there was. I agree. Because when you're there and you see some of his reactions to things, it's hurtful in a way, I think, because he thinks he's more important than he is, I think. And I don't mean that I do mean it in a negative way, but it's because he's been given that type of feedback, I think, from the team. And it's unfortunate because I would have rather see just about anybody else out there tonight.
You turned to me and said you want to see Cody Zeller. That was a true story, Chris. Larry.
Because there's just a point where you have to, and Chris said it early in the show. He said it. We are too slow to react to things. Justin, we were 6 minutes in the game. So whenever we made those first substitutions,
3.5 minute mark or 4.5 minute mark.
I'm sorry. So I was so we'll call it the 8 minute mark. And you said the same thing sitting courtside that Chris just said.
Wow.
This ain't a Jose Najee Larry night. It ain't there. We've seen in 2 minutes, 2 minutes of basketball. This ain't it tonight. And so I'm partial to like.
Wait, Ross, you gotta read that comment.
Well, I mean, it was what it was because it's frustrating that an entire row of coaching staff can't see what is so obvious to just the most basic fan that Larry didn't belong out there tonight. And it's not his fault. There's a lot of people that don't have it on a night-to-night basis. Why don't the coaches see what we all collectively just saw? Like, why? I don't blame. I'm not going to blame Larry for it.
I don't think it's a coaching staff decision.
82
I'm not gonna lie to you, Ross.
Well, I know it's not a coaching staff. You know what? Well,
don't say the whole coaching staff. Then I think it's.
I don't mean the whole coaching staff. It's one person. But the thing that troubles me the most out of all of it isn't that a player had a bad night or anything like that. It's the fact that you watched the first and second quarter, and then you started him in the third quarter. You started him in the third quarter based on what? And that's a question for you guys. Based on what? Why did he start the third quarter?
But Ross, we've seen we saw this in the Clippers game. Remember the last Clippers game in New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
We saw this in the Suns game in New Orleans. And there's another one that I'm forgetting. Like it's just you can't be surprised by it or upset by it anymore when it comes to this season. This is just who they are, bro. And on top of that, they can't, because of the way that the roster is set up and because of the fact that they chose, for whatever reason, even if it's just the fact that they're going to finish with a good record, they're still more than likely going to win 50 games. They chose to sacrifice certain voids that we all said would be a problem. So you don't have another option to throw out of there, to throw out there. So you're going to throw out the veteran. You're going to throw out Larry Nance. Huh?
But that's not true. That's not true. On a night like tonight you were a victim of your game plan, in my opinion. I'm with you, generally speaking, and I agree that that's how they think.
Yeah.
But you had 2 quarters of basketball tonight that told you something that you ignored. And that I can't forgive. But
we've seen this, Rob. That's what I said.
But we will continue to. You're right. You're right. Absolutely. In the sense of it doesn't, just because we've seen it doesn't make it right. And I understand what you're saying. You're saying like, well, you
Yeah.
shouldn't be surprised by it because they've been dumb all year. And so like, they're not going to not be dumb in game 60, whatever. And you're absolutely right. That still doesn't like, I personally, I still don't forgive them from being incensed by it. It's still it's still ridiculous. These guys are professional. There are 32 head coaches in the NBA. 32.
You're right.
These are supposed to be the 32 best head coaches in the entire world. I don't think we have one of the 32 best college coaches in the world. I don't think we have one of the 32 best Division 1 AA coaches. I would take Will Wade today.
No, you wouldn't.
Look. We watched in a playing game a couple years ago, the LA Clippers. Some of y'all know where I'm about to go already.
I already know.
Trey Murphy was having the best stretch of his young season. Tony Snell hadn't played in 3 weeks.
You give him 3 weeks, Chris? You give him 3 weeks?
However long it was. Your life was on the line, and the staff said, throw Tony Snell out there.
What did he do with his first shot?
It went upside the backboard.
Side backboard from the wing.
So why are we when everything was at stake? This is what happened. Some of these things, some of these habits haven't changed. When they do this, last year playing, what they do? Who's the one who off the bench?
But why, Chris? But it's okay. Yeah. You're right.
Lito,
I'm not arguing. We're not arguing right and wrong. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why though? Give me justification. Give me something that will help me sleep tonight on why.
Give me something.
Lito, you got him?
Someone in this fucking room, give me something, man. Pause. I need some logic. Someone in this room, I need logic. Something. There's no one else on the screen.
Someone give him something to help him go to sleep tonight. Someone in the room. Lito,
that's fucking.
You got him?
Yo,
I got him.
It's crazy. Lito don't do shit. It's fucking crazy. It is.
Justin, I ain't call a pause all night, Justin.
You don't call you. The only person is just for me. It's just for you.
I didn't even call it when you. I didn't even call it when you did it. I didn't say anything.
Go rewatch. Go watch the film. Just go watch. Just go watch. Just go. The facial expressions show everything. Go ahead.
Does anyone ever ignore the way I worded it? But do one of you have a logical justification for the nonsense that we see regularly? That's worded. There ain't nothing silly.
Willie trusts Larry, Najee, and Jose, and this is what.
But even when you see half of a game, like
doesn't matter, bro.
Crazy to me. It's like it's literally like someone giving you a meal and you eating half of it and getting sick, and then saying, "Man, fuck it, let me try that other half." Though it's the same plate. It's the same plate. That's what you saw tonight. That's the only way I can describe it.
All I could tell you, I mean, I can't justify it. All I can tell you is that he trusts veterans, man. Like he's
Jose's not a veteran, Lito.
Najee's not a veteran. That's what's crazy.
Larry's a veteran.
Yes and no. To Willie, he is compared to Jordan Hawkins and Matt Ryan. They are.
Matt Ryan's more of a veteran. How long is Matt Ryan? Matt Ryan's been in NBA Finals. Like literally, he's been to an NBA Finals with the Celtics.
He ain't played the games though, Justin. He didn't play.
Justin,
fuck off.
Justin, I've been to a Super Bowl. That don't mean I should be playing quarterback, player.
Justin, how dare you try to fucking justify? So now Matt Ryan is the only player on the team with finals experience. Is that
Justin?
No, it's Cody Zeller too.
World Series. That don't mean I should be pitching in game 7 in the 9th inning. Stop.
Let me ask this: did Matt Ryan deserve a run tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
Go, Lito.
Yeah, I mean, look, man. Ross is asking about justification for these things. There is no actual justification, but who he trusts. That's just the situation. He trusts them. He felt like he is grown as a coach with them. He wow. Yeah.
It's a fact.
Hey, matter of fact, that was the start of the season derailing loss. So, you know what I'm saying? Grand opening, grand closing. I think that he believes in those guys like a father-son type relationship. I truly believe that, bro. Again, you're dealing with a guy who went to Devontae Graham's house and talked to him about why he could no longer give him minutes, and you believe that a guy that was crazy.
That's bad. That's
was
bad.
crazy.
That was a
That's
tough
bad.
stretch there.
That was crazy. Damn,
That's bad.
hold on.
He went to his house.
We got the clip.
Chaz,
We got the clip.
Chaz, don't make me. Chaz, I'll block you. You like
I
say
don't
any
think
more.
it's deadly though.
Chaz, you say any more negative shit against me, I'll block your ass on there. I got the power back. I got the power on the back end, bro.
That's crazy too.
Wow.
My God.
I'm getting.
What is happening?
Yo.
You know what, Ross? I got an answer for you. Jesus. The power on the back end is insane. I'm gonna answer Ross' question while he in timeout. And the answer is Dyson Daniels would have played 35 minutes tonight.
Oh,
That's
there's
the
no doubt about it, Chris. There's no.
Bro.
Dyson Daniels would have played 30. He would have played 40 minutes on one leg. I guarantee.
Hey,
Willie was asking Dyson right now, say, can you go? Can you?
Wait, Chris. I really thought about this though. Wait, Chris. I really actually thought about this though.
Yeah.
Because y'all and Chaz actually has said this for a while now. But if Dyson really did come back healthy, if Dyson really does come back, and you put him at the 4 and Brand's gonna play at the 5 like that, and Zion wherever you play basically you play positionless basketball, and you sub either Herb and or Dyson. I feel like that's an interesting lineup. Do you think they would ever do it? Because Dyson's a good rebounder too. Yeah. I thought about that tonight. Like you could have really used Dyson Daniels tonight.
Hey,
you could have used that power, man.
You could have really used Dyson.
Stop. Cut it out. Cut it out. You didn't hear what this man said?
Who?
Chris. No, why? I'm not even revisiting what he said. I was looking at the game. And I swear to God, I was like, damn. They might miss Dyson Daniels.
Bro, I'm telling you, we could have used Dyson tonight.
Wait, what happened?
You heard me. Bro,
I'm not repeating it.
I'm not
repeating it.
Y'all miss Dyson Daniels playing basketball? No way.
I might miss Dyson playing basketball.
I didn't even think that. That's crazy. Wow.
What do you think,
Ross? You don't think Dyson would have made you wait? You don't think Dyson would have been better than Larry tonight?
I mean, if he would have played, the score would have probably.
That's not the point,
right?
That's like
it's 100% the point. What the fuck are we talking
that's
about?
Not the point. You can name 100 different players that would have been better than Larry.
Name them. Give me 100.
We probably would have scored. We probably would have scored 70 points.
No, look, this wasn't a Dyson or someone else situation. This was just keep Jonas out there like anyone else.
Wait, all right, let's talk about that. You know, Leo, perfect start off. What's going on with JV? Look, I know he's struggling. He was like 2-7 in the first half. What are you,
bro? Like, how many? It's 48 minutes in an NBA game. How many minutes is it?
Yeah, 48.
Yeah,
you playing 15? Like, fuck. Like, I mean, I don't even know if it's like you want me to be in the rhythm when I'm not getting. In 15 minutes, he got 7 shots.
Do you think they've given up on
They gave up on him last year. He gave up on him last year. We literally you brought him back. You brought him back against the style of play that you want to play. You did this same thing last year, and I don't know, like. It's not JV fault. Like the fact that people find blame in him, he not the blame. He shouldn't be the blame.
So then
he shouldn't be the blame when you got
so,
Brandon, CJ, and Zion. He's not the blame. Why is he getting benched?
Why is he getting benched in the second half?
Because Justin,
he's the only one that gets benched. It's incredible. Him and Trey.
There's a good humanitarian on the team. There's a child of God on the roster. There's a guy who at the drop of a dime donates to any charity, and you literally have to play him because, give him credit.
Give him credit. I would say there's a similar situation even in our division. And it's funny because a buddy of mine that follows the Mavs real close actually sent me a text tonight that said it's great seeing Dwight Powell only get garbage time minutes. Because if you remember over the last 4 or 5 years, Dwight Powell was a guy that started at times for the Mavs. Very similar to Larry in a lot of ways. And seems like a wonderful human being. For the most part, plays with some energy and does some other stuff. That doesn't mean he should be getting 20 minutes a night and should be starting some games and should be starting some halves and things like that. And so it was a funny coincidence that, literally 30 minutes ago, I got that text because he played just a couple minutes tonight, and all year they've been starting a rookie over him. They traded for Daniel Gafford. Gafford is now starting. And so it's just one of those things where, it's nothing against Larry. He just is the player he is at this point. And for him to be starting every second half, regardless of situation, regardless of game need, regardless of the other team's matchup situation, that to me is just nonsense. That is mindless nonsense. That's not coaching. That's not coaching. That's I don't actually know what that is. That's just doing something just to do it. It's one thing if you see a situation and you make an adjustment. That's not making an adjustment. That's just moving to move. It's mindless. It's pointless. It does nothing. I have no respect for it.
Go ahead, Leo.
Can't play with him. Can't coach with him.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Diddly poo.
Can't do it. Could do diddly poo offensively.
I want to address these two JV comments. Like, so JV's limitations hurt. Sure, they do hurt the team, but I guess what are the pros of not playing him? Because you getting out rebounded either way it goes, and the guy you put in can't create a shot for himself, can't hit a three, can't play with him, can't coach with him. And then the other part about it was somebody said the reason they play Larry is because the other centers can't move their feet. That's even a worse reason to me. That's even a worse reason to play him because. Go ahead. No, go. Well, I just because you know what? I think the average person doesn't watch. Do you know who did Larry Nance guard in the third quarter? Do y'all know?
I told Chris.
Chris, no. All right. The average fan, I bet they don't know who he guarded in the third quarter. The whole
Who
third
did he guard
quarter.
in the third quarter? Who did he guard in the third quarter?
He guarded Isaac Okoro. He did not guard Jarrett Allen.
Who was guarding Jarrett Allen?
Brandon Ingram. He did not guard Niang. Zion guarded Niang. He guarded the other team's worst player, a guy who stands in the corner. Isaac Okoro. You brought in Larry Nance, not to guard the other team's center, not to play small, not to get up and down the court and beat other teams up and down the court and try to do something in transition, not to guard the other team's four. You brought in Larry Nance to guard the other team's worst offensive player, a guy they hide in the corner. Their defense-only player.
Man.
Okay? Keep that in mind. Keep that in the frame of reference when we talk about tonight. So go ahead, Lito. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
It's an important piece of tonight.
Listen.
You can't ignore that.
Listen, at the same time, you put Larry in and you still play drop coverage versus what you were doing with JV because Larry's such a good switchable defender. So I mean, I don't know. I cannot explain that to you. I don't understand it.
Look, the thing that's most confusing about Jonas, and it's not just with how his minutes go. There's a portion of the fan base that look at it kind of the same way. They've been poisoned by this thought of all the things that Jonas can't do, and you then ignore the deficiencies of the people that are coming in for him. Jonas leaving may stop something, but it's gonna fuck you over somewhere else. You know what I mean? And if you're not using Jonas while he's in the game offensively, like what do you do, dog? I don't know what exactly Jonas is supposed to do in 15 minutes to begin with. But it's real weird to talk about. I mean, how we know the things.
He hit the first three of the game.
Already.
He hit the wait. How many threes do we have? He hit 25% of our threes tonight. He hit 25% of our threes tonight. Jonas Valanciunas.
I don't get it, man. I think you gotta find a way to utilize that, because you don't have answers that put you in better positions off the bench anyway. So if you don't have a better alternative, you better off throwing Jonas out there for 25 minutes and dealing with the results. Because if James Robinson Earl, goddamn,
it's Jeremiah,
Cody
I'm pretty sure, right? I think it's Jeremiah.
James just sounds better. James is the
whole name. God damn, I said, who the fuck is James?
Yeah, I mean, but because no one cares, he's not playing. No one. It doesn't matter.
Maybe he's got a younger brother. James is better.
But if those guys, if those guys are your alternatives, you might as well keep Jonas out there and just live with the fucking results. Because you wasn't stopping him from shooting threes anyway. Whether Larry was in the game, it didn't matter.
Hey, real quickly, listen, real quick. You talk about we talk about Jonas is a mismatch.
Yeah, Chung, X is coming for you. X is coming for you, Chung. It's one of the funnier ones in the pause. Damn. It's one of the funnier ones.
I didn't say anything, Justin. I didn't say anything.
Chris, it was Chris's face. Go ahead.
Pause. Hey, listen. we talk about Jonas doesn't fit the team stylistically. He doesn't fit the scheme. But you got players across the spectrum on this team that don't fit the scheme. So what are you losing if you play Jonas? I don't understand.
You don't. You lose anything. All right. Well, here's the thing. 37 minutes in. Make sure you smash the like button. We're gonna do one more segment. We're gonna get to DraftKings, and then we're gonna let y'all do fan questions, comments. We started a bunch of stuff. Appreciate the super chats as always. Presented by Company Burger, located 4600 Birdsall Street. Grind the meat, bake the buns. You know the whole thing. Lito, we gotta talk about. We
got to.
I'm a little. I told Ross tonight. I'm a little worried. Chris even mentioned he, just an opinion, but we talked about maybe he's fatigued. Is there an injury? Whatever. A lot of shots were short tonight. I saw a lot of, once again, dribble. Like not really good rhythm. Contested shots. 0 for 5 from deep. 8 points tonight. Are you 29 minutes, 3 of 10 from the field? Are you a little worried about him?
You ain't
worried about him?
You ain't gonna mention the 2 blocks? No, I'm just playing. No, he's been pretty bad the last He's been pretty bad the last, I don't know, 5 games or so. I don't have
good bit.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the last couple of weeks, man, he's been bad. And I think this is what we talked about last season with him. When your shot is not falling, you got to do something else. So if your shot is not falling, find a way to get.
Well, usually you do that on the defensive end, but he doesn't do that.
That's not what he's gonna do. But the alternative to that is he could then create shots for somebody else. He could then be the guy to, your shot is not falling. You can get into the lane or hey, become a screener. Become a screener in the offense. Like you could, there's other things that you can do to impact the game. Like Lex said, find other ways to impact the game. He was 3 for 10 tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. So shit, man. He was 3 for 10, 0 for 5 from 3. He ain't have it. And he ain't been having it for a while now. It gotta do other things. Being a veteran on this team, being a guy who has been to Western Conference, Western semis. I don't think he's been in the conference finals, but Western semis.
He's been in the conference.
Yeah,
the bubble. Right?
I thought it was against Denver. But anyways, being a guy who's been to the Western Conference Finals, listen, man, you got to provide that kind of leadership. That's what you expect from him and Larry, right? Because these are the guys who are potentially Willie's assistant coaches on the floor. They are the guys who are the brain trust with Willie. You gotta put more responsibility on him to figure his game out at this point.
Ross, I asked you this during the game tonight. I saw you worried about CJ. You said no.
I'm not worried about him physically. What's way more concerning to me is like the revert, like the fact that it seems like he's reverted back to some of the things. That to me is far more concerning. Missing shots, who cares? Like things. I mean, he's a great shooter. I'm not worried about that. For me, the far more concerning thing is that it feels like he's taken a step back in terms of style of play. All the things that we've complimented him on for, I don't know, what game are we in? 60, 2, 1, whatever. All the things that we've complimented him on 65. For like 50, 60 games. It feels like these last 5, like we've just gone backwards. It's really it's incomprehensible to me. These last few games, I've seen the same over dribbling. I've seen contested shots. I've seen dribbling himself into bad situations. That for me is far more concerning. Does he have tired legs? I don't know. Maybe. I didn't find that he looked injured tonight. I didn't see him limping around or anything. So I don't know. Like I said, for me, I'm not concerned about him missing. He could, to be honest with you, he could go 3 for 13, 5 games in a row, and I wouldn't care.
This is crazy. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Taking the right type of shots. It's the fact that it seems like he's taking a lot more of the wrong type of shots. Go ahead, Lita.
No, I was just saying.
You're talking about this comment. CJ, the new
guy. That's utter nonsense.
With Chris, to Lita and Ross's points, I tend to agree because I feel like it's been a lot of dribble, contested middies, and like, when he was really being productive for this team, it was a lot of threes or layups,
or connecting.
Or even getting to the free throw line. And I'm just looking at tonight, he got to the free throw line twice. Someone had mentioned hierarchy. Shoots 10 times tonight. That's fine, but I just feel like he's reverting a little bit back to the CJ of last year, where trying to do too much, forcing the issue. Are you seeing that?
Well, yeah, and I think that goes to my point that that is this, there's something going on with his legs, whether he's hurt still, recovering from that ankle, or he just doesn't have it right now. Because I saw him pass up a few shots in transition, a couple threes, a couple standstill threes that he pump faked, and even some of the dribbling is just overcompensating from him early in the year. He may have dribbled a couple times into a three. I watched him at the end of a shot clock in which he probably had a floater and decided to pass the ball. I don't remember if it was a turnover or what ended up happening.
Yep.
Like, so I mean, I don't even really care about making excuses for him right now. That's just what it looks like. But hold on. Did y'all know the Cavaliers got to the free throw line 3 times tonight?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you don't need to get 3 free throw line when you get a bunch of open threes. I mean, shit.
3, but still, that's crazy to me. They got to the free throw line 3 times. They shot 44% from 3 on 45 attempts. But yeah, man, I mean, he doesn't like. Honestly, man, and I'm not even kidding when I'm saying this. I would give CJ a week off.
I agree, Chris. I totally agree.
I'd give him a week off. Week, 2 weeks. If you think you got it already,
you got Trey right there just to literally start in that lineup, and then that leaves maybe Matt Ryan, Jordan Hawkins minutes that you can like Matt like. I really don't hate that idea. I
don't know. When's the next game after the Clipper game?
Saturday against Portland. So back to back.
And then when's the next one? Even if you don't give them a full week, if you can find an opportunity where you have 3 games and then a game and then another 2 or 3, even if you give them maybe 5 straight days off, right? It doesn't necessarily like. There's probably a time where you can find it, but I totally agree. I think even if it's just a mental break as much as it is a physical one. If you can find 5 straight days where it's like, hey, look, man, just you ain't even don't even. What are we about to go on a road trip? Don't even come on the road trip or or leave early. Whatever.
We talk about baseball on this podcast all the time. I mean, how many times do you hear a guy get a day? Like here we get a day, then you have a built off day in, and then you'll be ready to go. Like, look, you're gonna. I see some comments about CJ, and like I see the bullshit on Twitter and everything like that. Like, I just want to know, like, you're going to need CJ in the playoffs. Like, just going to let you know, you're going to really need CJ McCollum in the playoffs to hit threes, make big baskets when they're, doubling Zion or Brandon or whoever. CJ McCollum is a huge piece of this team. And if he's struggling like this tonight, and he's been struggling as of late, like it's going to be a little bit troubling in the playoffs.
It's crazy because people really don't think that he's good.
No, he's a really good fucking player. Like it's so insane it's really hard.
That
is crazy. All right, so
it's crazy. It's a funny ass comment though.
It is a funny comment. We bring up funny comments here. Wait, there is one comment I do want to bring up. So, X, if you and Chung want to just host a podcast on this show, just y'all two, just go fans only. Y'all are more than welcome to. Just let me know. We'll schedule a day. Y'all two can run it, and we'll just be in the chat.
That would be great.
Because that's what we'll do with y'all two.
In fact, okay? I'll give them my login info so that I can log in under Chung, and then I can act like Chung. That would be a
act like Chung and X.
Yeah, I would enjoy that.
That'd be
Lito, you're a big BI guy. You can be.
See what y'all did?
Wait, where is my dog? Oh, Corey. Jeez.
See what y'all did?
Here too.
What?
It's your fault.
It's our fault.
You talked about fans only. That's what you get.
Members only. Damn it. I'm sorry. Damn it, Corey.
There you go.
Speaking of DraftKings, let's hear. All right, this is what we're gonna do. Smash a like button. It helps the channel. If you're new here, just hit the fucking like button. We're gonna do DraftKings for a minute, and then I don't know how many likes. Someone updated how many likes we have, and what we're gonna do is the next 20 to 30 minutes. It's gonna be y'all's show. Y'all got questions, comments. We're gonna bring them up. We'll get to super chats, but let's hear from DraftKings Sportsbook. The NBA season is in full swing, and when I can't get enough of the action on the court, I spice things up by betting on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BOOT. New customers can bet $5 to get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code BOOT. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/promos for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
Appreciate DraftKings. Also, Birdsall located 4600 Birdsall Street, and Chris Smith Realty. Appreciate y'all. So appreciate the super chats. Thomas, anyone ready to bring up that Willie combo again? We kind of talked about it a little bit, Thomas. I want to get back to that because Lita, I want to hear your thoughts on this one from Jessica. Why bring Hawk back from the G if he wasn't going to play him?
Who's it?
This to you, Lito.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jessica, how you doing? I just like to start off by saying that I don't have the answers to that question. It's a very good question. I think he did play 5. He got 5 minutes, I think, a 5-minute run in the game. I mean, he put up 4 shots. So I guess in Willie's eyes, he did play, Jessica. So that's all I have.
Okay. Chris, did you think Trey played scared tonight?
Oh, in the second half, absolutely. Pump faking. That turnover he had was absolutely horrible. He passed up a shot. Looks at Zion, keeps the ball, looks at Zion again, throws it. I think Garland gets the steal. Like, just thinking too much. He passed up a couple threes, doesn't step back, thinks about shooting the ball again, doesn't shoot it. One of the times, Brandon has his hands up in the air like, bro, shoot the ball. And look, here's how much they needed him to shoot. If CJ's a no-show, you're not playing Matt Ryan, you're not playing Jordan Hawkins. Who the fuck else is going to shoot the three? It's literally, and the Cavaliers are deciding to they are not allowing Herb Jones any wide open shots. You got to shoot every fucking shot you can, dog. But hold on, no. Before you go there, look, I got the perfect week to sit CJ. It's upcoming. You got Trailblazers, Nets, Magic, Heat, Pistons. Sit them. It's a whole road trip. Don't let them stay home.
Told y'all we weren't going to play that Heat game straight up. 5.
Wait, Chris. back to the Trey thing real quick. We'll get to Ross. Don't you think it's a little unfair for Trey if those others are going to shoot threes? Like, all right, Trey, you got to shoot them. Like, you have to automatically shoot them. You don't think it's unfair?
No, you're about to get paid $100 million. This is you've been made for this. Ask his father if he thinks it's unfair.
Right.
Shoot the ball. Bro.
No, Ross, what you?
No, I agree with Chris. It's not a. I agree and I disagree in the sense of it doesn't matter. Like, why does it matter if fucking it should not matter. Trey Murphy should take all the threes he wants to take, and it should be totally indifferent of whether Najee Marshall or Jose Alvarado takes a single shot in the game. Should not matter.
Yep.
Right? Like, it's the same thing we've said. Yeah, like, who cares? We've all said it a million. The same thing we said about Herb Jones. Like, we're ignoring the Herb Jones thing tonight. Herb went 0 for 0. Like, I'm not letting off the hook for that.
Someone in the comment, someone in the comment shouted to you. I don't know who it was, but said, like, are y'all going to talk about Herb tonight?
Yeah, he played 26 minutes and went 0 for 0 and fouled out or had 5 fouls, right? Or whatever. Like, that shit ain't good enough. I mean, if we're gonna do this show after every game and evaluate every game as an isolated incident, like, where was Herb tonight?
He was in foul trouble.
He was in foul trouble, and like, look, he had a sleeve on. He had some kind of compression sleeve, which I've never seen in his 3 years. I don't know if he's dealing with an injury. I can't say. So maybe Chris is right. Like, maybe this is a week you just say, hey, look, where we are at this point, we got a little fluff. It would have been great to win this game. I think if you win this game, it changes that conversation. But like, if you're dealing with injuries, right, especially when you look at the Timberwolves, Cat's going to be out, right? Like, I don't know what's going on with Kawhi. It seems like they now came out and said that wasn't just a nothing. That wasn't a personal thing. That was back spasms. Whatever, right? Like, sometimes health is the most important thing. And if you've got a week where it might make sense, Herb Jones going 0 for 0 is unacceptable for me. We're over here saying every game, Herb's not shooting enough. He's passing up too many open shots. We need him to shoot more. We need, like, well, we wouldn't give CJ a pass if we went 0 for 0. We wouldn't give Brandon a pass.
But Herb ain't making what CJ. But Herb ain't making what CJ's making.
Fuck about what their bank account looks like.
Nah, Justin, you can't do that,
man. You can't do that. That's bullshit. Like, why didn't Herb Jones take a shot tonight?
Jeez,
they can't do
bullshit.
That.
And I'm not. It's fine. It's 1 of 82, man, and that's cool. Sometimes if that's the response, is like 1 of 82. Maybe the dude had didn't feel good this morning. That's fine. That's okay. I'm fine with that response. But to ignore it is disingenuous on our part. Like, he wasn't good tonight. He wasn't. He fouled too much and he didn't take a single shot. Okay, yeah, I mean, maybe there was something going on, but doesn't change the fact that he sucked tonight.
Yeah,
let's do this. Is there a coincidence between him not taking a shot and not being very good tonight and him wearing a sleeve over his entire left leg, which we have never seen in the 3 years or 4 years he's been there? Do you think there's a parallel there? That to me is a better
I'm a little
conversation.
worried about that. I saw it during the game. I thought I even turned to you, Ross, like, you ever seen Herb wear a calf sleeve before on his left leg tonight? I was a little worried about that, but we'll see. Maybe he's doing something. I don't know. Maybe Willie Green will address that tomorrow. So first off, Lito, real question from Donald: how do we get past the hose? So you got about 5 seconds to answer that, and then we have another question for you.
No, this is a very good question. Honestly, Justin, I might need more than 5 seconds to
okay, go ahead. Yeah, 10.
This. The thing is, how do you get past the hose? You never really get past the hose, Donald. What you do is you just learn to aggregate yourself around the hose. You put yourself in a spot where you just move in a place of peace when the holes are around, so they don't affect you, because you're never gonna get past them, right? Because this is the thing: how do you get past them when they're everywhere? They're everywhere, Donald. So what you do is you just blindly walk on faith. That's how you do it.
And then Leo, this is the other question I have for you from Talon Matthews. What is so special about the Najee, Nance, Jose lineup? I need to know.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Let Ross go.
Let Chris go. Let somebody else go. Let somebody else go. Y'all know my opinion on it.
You want it, Lito, or you want Chris?
Christopher, I want to know your opinion on the Najee, Nance, Jose lineup. You have the floor, young man.
It's terrible, bro. I mean, it's not. It's not.
Look,
it's situational.
Wait.
They're playing a situational line. Like, what are the things that we hear always about Jose and Najee? They're energy guys. Bro, look, man, the real truth, and even Larry Nance at this point, like, your best three guys or three of your four best guys off the bench can't be energy guys. They can't be people to change or just shift games. They got to be really good in any kind of situation. Now I get it. Najee just came off a really good road trip against bad teams. But yeah, bro, like, good teams are going to take advantage of that. Najee isn't a plus creator. Jose isn't a plus creator. Nance isn't a creator at all. Those are three non-creators right then and there that are having two are having really good shooting seasons, but they can be streaky. Like, the history says they're streaky. So what? They're not. Jose isn't a great on-ball defender. He's more of a pest. Najee isn't very athletic and can't move his feet consistently against supreme athletes. You get, grit, toughness, a couple rebounds, and a few fan chants.
Joy.
You know what I mean? And Larry's gonna point around and do shit right now. Like, I mean, that's just really what it is, bro. So I mean, they will now look, they will play good again. All three of them. They will play good again. And they'll play good in a playoff game, but it is not sustainable against good teams with better talent more times than not. It's just not, especially not when you got certain specialists on the bench that could probably help you a little bit more, even with what they lack, dog. It's the truth.
Justin, and I know you want to get. I know you want to. You get to it in just a second, but I just can't agree with Chris more, and that's exactly what I said on the last show when everybody was complimenting Najee. It was like, yeah, like, he has played good the last 3 games, but what about the 3 games before that? Okay.
He's lightning in the bottle, man. Like,
that's
you gotta read
right.
Najee. You gotta read Najee. It's very evident when he's got it going. He's got it going. When he doesn't have it going, he doesn't have it going. You gotta have. And this is back to like fucking. But hold up. It's back to literally what Chris said in like minute 5 of the show. It's counters. It's like, okay, Najee don't have it going. It's okay. If Najee don't have it going, we got other guys that we can get in, and that's the problem I'm having. And Chris, you had mentioned something about playoffs tonight, playoff rotation. It's like, well, shit, dude. Like, if this was a playoff game and you stuck with Larry and you started in the second half, and you stuck with Jose and Najee, well, fuck, man. Like, the playoffs are literally all about adjustments and feel. That's literally what the playoffs are.
Every game is an isolated.
Every game
is an isolated incident. Yeah,
exactly.
And that's my problem.
We
get to these points, and you get to this point in the season where it's like it's hard because I think we do these shows after every game, and we watch all the games, and it's hard to separate the fact that every game is an isolated incident versus like, yeah, man, it's 1 of 82, and that's fair, right? But I think are looking at things as like, well, we're getting kind of close to the playoffs now, so like, maybe it's not so isolated. And I think that's my issue, right? Is we talk about the guys that are that have a role that every night has to be fulfilled, right? And Trey's part of that. Trey comes off the bench, but Trey is a guy who has a role that has to be fulfilled every night. These other guys, man, if it ain't working in the first 3 minutes, sorry for you, brother. Like, we'll try again tomorrow.
You saw it. Like I was
bench, some of these bench guys, your role is not fixed, man. And that's my problem with Larry starting the second half. Your role is not fixed.
There was you had the answer literally right in front of you, Lito. It was like you played 4 minutes with Zion, Trey, CJ, Brandon, and I think it was Herb, right? If this is Herb at the end of the second half or in the first half, and you saw them cut the lead to 8, and it could have been 5 with a Trey in and out 3. and Brandon was defending his ass off, and there was pace, and Zion had the ball, and there was cutting, and there was wide open looks. And then to start the second half, back to Chris's point, if this is a playoff game, and you treat it with playoff rotations, and you could have gained a fucking full game on LA, and could have really made a dent into that 4 seed, and you start Larry Nance in the second half, well, what are you going to do when the real playoffs start? You're probably going to do the same thing. So it's my problem is like, yo, take a fucking risk and be like, all right, that lineup worked there in the first half. That lineup worked. Let's try it out here in the second half. And that was my problem.
I agree with this comment.
Hey, you Justin, you ever saw a leopard change the stripes? I mean the spots. You ever seen a leopard do that?
I have never seen it. I've heard I've never seen it.
You've heard of a leopard doing it though?
I don't know.
Lie.
I haven't.
Okay, so let me ask you this: you 3 years into Willie Green as your coach, why are you expecting him to do something that he's never done before?
But I'm not Justin, I'm Ross. But can I answer the question? I'm a similarly generic looking white guy. I'm gonna answer for Justin because he's gonna be diplomatic.
All right.
I don't expect him to change in hindsight. But in the moment, I do expect him to change because he's not isolated by himself. He's not one human being with 40 years of experience coaching a team. He's one human being with almost no head coaching experience with other people on his staff that I think Borrego definitely has more head coaching experience. And then he's got other people around him. Allowing the same mistake over and over and over and over and over and over and over again is unacceptable. I no longer give you the excuse of lack of experience. I no longer give you the excuse of lack of experience on the bench. I no longer give you those things. You can no longer point to I don't have my best players. You don't get that pass anymore. So yes, telling me that he's made the same mistakes over and over and over again, fine. That's all fine and good, but it's not just him anymore. I can't just give. It's not just Willie now. It's all of them, including Griff. Like that. I think that's
what do you want Griff to do? Coach the games every night? Like that's not his fucking job.
You don't think this dude could walk down there and make a one statement that would change? You serious? He's his boss, man. You got a boss. I got a boss. Everybody in this room got a boss. Your boss walks in there tomorrow and says, "What the fuck are you doing? You don't think you change anything? Try that." I know what happens if I don't change anything. I don't know what you guys
change. Ross, the 39, 26, 18, 13 at home.
Okay, so where's the accountability? that word, that big A word y'all always talk about, accountability. Where's it lie then? We all just fine with this? You fine with this? It was just a dog shit performance? Well, who
it's just one game, right? Ross. We're a 5 seed. What are you complaining about?
One game.
We control our own destiny.
You're exactly
we
right.
have LA coming home.
Go ahead. I answered for White Jermaine. I know you. I felt like you had more to say. I'll stop. I could talk about this all day because for me, it's unacceptable. But I understand for the average fan how it is acceptable. I do.
Listen, man, I'm with you, Ross. Chris said something in the show we did. He said that we expect the Pelicans to at some point implode because that's what we've been used to. So to hear you say, what you just said about, your response to my question about why would you expect him to change? Like, I honestly understand why you should expect him to change. I'm just saying, there's been no trend of him willing to do that. So fuck, I mean, man, I don't know. Like I think there was a ton of different things that, could have been done, should have been done. Like you Justin pointed out the Brandon lineup, you at 5, Brandon at the 5, you go away from that. And listen, I'm not, like you said, a limited amount of minutes at that in that rotation. Not asking for Brandon to be the 5 going forward, you know what I'm saying? But like just some creative wrinkles you can add to the game.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this. I don't I'm at the point now since I've I feel like they're gonna finish outside of the play-in. You know what I mean? I'm at the point now to where I just don't want the team to be embarrassed. So I'm gonna give you guys some optimism. I watched Alvin Gentry, who I thought was a mediocre coach. I watched Alvin Gentry go into a playoff series against the Portland Trailblazers where I thought they were going to be embarrassed. And I watched Damian Lillard have the Pelicans number for game after game after game after game for so long. And I watched the staff put together a defensive game plan. That's one of the best things I've seen in a playoff series from any New Orleans team that I've watched. So I'm not saying Willie Green and his coaching staff is capable of doing it or they aren't, but I've been surprised before. So I don't even know if there's optimism. That's hope at this point. Because what I've seen so far tells me that they're not going to change shit. And the same guys that we're looking at is going to be the same guys that we're looking at. And when we do see Jordan Hawkins and Matt Ryan, you know what we're going to say? Oh, now you want to throw him in. You're down 15 in game 4 against the Nuggets in the third quarter on the road, and you want to throw in Jordan Hawkins now. He ain't played in 4 weeks. That's what's going to happen. Or maybe we get surprised. Maybe old Willie Green has some Alvin Gentry. I'm about to say in him, but that's crazy. Some Alvin Gentry style. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe they got the rabbit in the hat. You know, you never know. Maybe it's something waiting that we don't really know, man. Maybe they have an amazing playoff plan that we ain't even seen yet, y'all.
You know, Chris, I'm real concerned about that notion that we've gotten comfortable. that we've gotten comfortable.
I'm going to get some water. Y'all keep.
That we've gotten comfortable about making the avoiding the play-in.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure. I'm still not sure, right? Like, I mean, let's just take the Kings who are from behind us. Pause. Damn. The Kings who are currently behind us in the standings, beating the Lakers tonight. Their next home game. I mean, they're at home against the Knicks, at home against the Grizzlies, Raptors who are actively losing games on purpose, Wizards who are actively losing games on purpose, Magic, 76ers who were without Embiid. Like, this shit is not a foregone conclusion, and people have gotten, I think, comfortable with that. And that's I need to be proven correct with this team. Like that's where I am, and maybe everyone else is at a different position than I am. But they have to prove me wrong. I guess that's prove me correct. Mm-hmm. They got to prove me wrong because I saw some the other night. And Justin, what did I tell? Justin will tell you. Justin, what did I say when we walked in before tip off? What was my bet tonight?
Oh, your bet was over 55.5 and Cavs first half money line.
Right.
Because you said
that's what I expect. That's what I expected from us at home tonight.
Yeah.
I've watched every single game pretty much for the whole year. My expectation was something about this game feels wrong. Wednesday night at home, Cavs coming off a loss, us coming off 3 straight wins on the road against shitty teams. Like, something about this don't feel right. That, like, until you prove, and I'm not saying I'm some kind of a czar that knows this, that, and the other, but I sure as fucking watch this team a lot. And they have to prove me wrong at this point because my gut tells me with or without Kawhi, I'm real nervous about Friday. Nervous. And if you lose that game, now it's all back in play. It's all nothing feels good anymore. And so I'm just really nervous about this notion of like, we're starting to talk about the 4 seed and we're starting to talk about home field, home court. And that's great, man. I'm happy about that. That's all great. This is the New Orleans Pelicans. What have they done to deserve that? What have they done to deserve that level of trust?
But Ross, it's not even trust. I'm accepting fate one way or another. Because if it fails and falls apart, who do we have to blame? We've been sitting here being criticized, applauded, called out, everything for talking about the same shit dating back to June. So, and we've talked about a lot of these things, a lot of these sins that are still, you know what I mean, coming forward each and every game. So, I mean, it ain't nothing to do but to accept what's real, dog. You know, like the game is the game. So if it fails, we already said why it's gonna fail already. We already talked about why it's not gonna work, or why it might not work. It is what it is. There's no surprise. There's no way that this team could surprise you anymore in a negative manner the rest of the season. There's no way. Because if it happens, you can come up with any of the 5 or 4 reasons and say, well, I said that already. We talked about it. So at this point, I'm thinking about Elvin Gentry and the Portland Trail Blazers in that first round series, because maybe they have something up their sleeve that I'm not looking at. Because if it fails, I already know why it fails. And if we're talking about a show and we're on a show and they got swept because of the backup center or Larry Nance or Najee Marshall, Jose Alvarado, Brandon don't take threes, whatever happens, we know why. And we talked about it for 80 plus games already. We talked about it in preseason, the off season, the pre-off season, summer league, the draft, live draft. We talked about this shit already.
The pre-off season is all
the pre-off season is incredible.
All time. That's incredible.
I've never heard of that one before.
Well
pre-off
worded,
season.
I agree. Well worded.
Thomas, appreciate the super chat. Could y'all tell if it wasn't Najee or Nance? I'm not lying to you, Thomas. I literally turned to Ross at the 6-minute mark, or 5.5, 4-minute mark. I turned to Ross, go, it's not Larry Nance night. I mean, Ross I literally turned to him and said, this is not a Larry Nance night. I could instantly tell. And it is what it is. I mean, it's obviously easier said as a fan than it is a coach. Coaching is very hard, but I just think that you could tell. I was shocked. No, it's fine. I was just shocked that Larry Nance started the second half tonight. I was shocked. I was literally like what? Like I don't know. So I'm already moved on losing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Lito, you pulled that one out, didn't you? You hate Derek Carr that much. Hey, Michael Thomas, you're watching. Can we please get we just want a one-on-one with Lito. We'll get to that. We got 5. That's something crazy, Chris. 5 minutes left. Ideal starting, Joel. I think the starting 5 is fine. The first 3 off the bench are fine. I don't mind that. It's do they have it or not? Can Willie Green make this adjustment? And he's proven to me that he cannot do it. Okay, when Jose and Najee don't have it, they can't play. Like, I mean, it was very evident.
I don't think he cannot. I think he will not. I think it's stubbornness at play. That's the thing we need that's the thing we don't talk about enough. I don't believe Willie Green is dumb. I don't believe he's stupid. I don't believe he's not witnessing what we're witnessing. This is a stubborn. This is nothing but stubbornness. That's all it is, bro. It's ego and stubbornness. That's all it is.
Because none of us, and I couldn't agree more. Because to Chris's point, we have never once, not one time, argued this point. Ideal starting lineup and first 3 off the bench. We would all say the same. I mean, maybe we'd have a little bit of argument over the first 8 or 9. Maybe. We're not arguing. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is you have like players 7, 8, 9 are really dependent on matchup and on what's going on in the game. Because sometimes you might have to play player 10, 11, and 12. Right? Like that's all we've said. Like we're not bashing the roster. We're being critical of the way the roster is used. There's a difference.
Lito, Chris, anything?
Oh, I'm done. I'm retired. Oh yeah, go ahead, Lito.
I agree with it. I agree with what they said. I don't have a problem with the start lineup. I don't have a problem with the first 3 off the bench. It's just the management of the game plan after that part. Like when it
Trey subbing in for Zion drives me insane, but that's neither here nor there.
That's a good comment right there.
He's a triggers guy and not a chess guy. Lex is always in. Shout out to you, Lex. Also, Lex, you could join Chung and X on the members only pod.
Yes.
That might be a little. Sorry, that was.
Who gets to play the Lex role in the chat out of us 4?
What is
Chris? Probably Chris. No, you're Mr. Optimism. You get to I feel like Lex is usually a little more optimistic. That's probably you, Nat.
That's fine. I'll play Lex's role. It's fine. It's fine. You want 5 seconds, Lito? Lito, you want 5 seconds?
Yeah, man, let's do it. Hey, listen. Michael Thomas. That's all I got. MT, dog, come holler at me. We fighting the same fight. I'm telling you, we fighting the same fight. I got Derek Cut tweets. I got Dennis Allen tweets. Like, I got to fight. I got the worst. Yo, MT, we got the worst quarterback in the division. I don't care. Bryce gonna be better next year. Bryce got Deontay from Pittsburgh. Like, he getting weapons. We trash. We trash, dog. Like, I have nothing to look forward to. We probably about to trade Marshawn Lattimore in favor of Dennis and Derek. Like, I like, my life not good. MT, come sit down and holler at us.
We got to answer this question. Chris, you want this one or Ross?
I retired.
Oh, you actually really did retire. Like you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Ross.
Napoli. You answer it. You give your
First
opinion.
question.
On this.
Yeah.
You answer it.
Fire, but he acts like he can't clearly see what's happening right now. I think it's a little bit of stubbornness. I think he trusts. He just trusts Najee, Jose, and Larry. And look, that's fine as a coach, but like you got to be able to be. You'll be able to like flip the script a little bit, and I've talked to a couple coaches, some on the NBA level, some on the college level, and they both said, "Look, when you're down 20, like at any point in the game, you got to change it up, you got to switch it up, and you got to be comfortable losing by 40. But sometimes, if you're down 20, and what I mean by that, this is when Matt Ryan and Jordan Hawkins come into play. What I mean by that is, okay, we're down 20, it's clearly not working. It's the third quarter. If we throw in Matt and Jordan here." And say just balloons to 30. Well, fuck it. Wasn't our night. We tried something different and we can live with it. But just in case one of those dudes catches fire, you get 3 stops in a row. Hawkins hit a couple threes. Maybe Matt Ryan hits a couple threes. You get a little momentum. Those guys build some momentum. And then you put your guys back in. You're down 12, 10, maybe even 8. And you cut it into the fourth and you got the crowd back into the game. That's the point I'm trying to make. And I don't know. This is why I'm scared. Is I don't know if Willie's got the balls to do it. Ooh. That's where I'm at with it.
Let's go, coach.
Man, it's about time you start potting, man.
There he is.
You'll be potting like
real,
that, man.
That's where I'm at with it. I like Willie. I think he's a great guy. I worry about the adjustments. I really do. And coaching. Look, man, I've been in a bunch of games where you game plan the fuck out of it. You watch as much film as possible. You go in that game and the game plan's out in 5 minutes. Boom, done. Change it up. You got to have something else different. You got to do something different. And if you can't do that, it's really, really hard to win in this league because those are some other good. You're playing the best in the world with the best coaches in the world. If you can't do that, that's what I'm scared about in the playoffs. And so, we've talked about playoff rotations and playoff atmosphere tonight and so on and so forth. Well, you didn't treat it like a playoff game, I felt like. So, I mean, like it goes back to the Tony Snell, Kyra Lewis stuff. Like, we'll see. Maybe it changes. I don't know.
Hold on. Wait a second. Before you get out of here, 504 Boys asked this question 3 times, dog. What's up? Have you seen next Friday?
I was never told to go see next Friday. I was never told to go see.
It's a natural reaction.
Justin.
Friday.
Justin. We literally talked about.
It's crazy.
We talked about all of this.
It's crazy. Now, you know what? I'm out of retirement now. If you fucking saw Godfather 1, you wouldn't stop and say, no one told me to go see Godfather 2.
Can I tell y'all something?
No, you can't.
Oh my God, you're not about to say Friday. He's not about to say what I think he's about to say. Wait, no, you're not about to say that.
What?
He's about to say it wasn't funny.
Oh, no. I've never seen Godfather.
Oh.
No. I'm giving you an example. If you saw one of the fucking first 37 Ocean 11s or 12, you wouldn't just stop there. Like, no,
you're right.
Of course. So how you gonna stop at Friday? I don't need to tell you to do that. It's just a natural next part of this fucking story. Will agree.
An Italian adult with the last name, a male Italian adult with the last name Napoli has not seen the guy. I'm off. Fuck this. I ain't doing this shit. Fuck this. No, how do I get off this?
He done pissed off his white brethren.
Damn. It was a tough night. It was, you know what? It was one of those days. It was a tough day. Smash that like button. We'll see y'all Friday night against the Clippers, and then you know what we're doing? We're taking off Saturday. Okay, no show Saturday. I'm letting y'all know now. So Friday night, everybody pull up. Yeah, we're going to Washington D.C. Take back the White House, and then we'll see. I'm gonna chop that motherfucking desk in half. Like, yeah. All right, see y'all later.